Yo, it's Movie Buff coming at you with one of my most anticipated movies of this year, Creed 2. I got goosebumps when I saw the previews for this. Man, I loved Creed. I love Rocky. Grew up with that shit, man. So this was one I was really hyped for. Of course, you've got Michael B. Jordan reprising his role as Adonis. You've got, Sly as Rocky. Tessa Thompson comes back. You got Dolph Lundgren as Drago, and his son, Victor Drago, is basically the story of Drago and, Adonis. It's a rematch in a way. Apollo Creed was killed by Drago, and that was a major storyline in this movie where, kind of like, you killed my daddy, like, you gotta go. It was one of those deals, like, as a man, I totally understand that, like, everyone's like, don't take this fight, you're the champ, you don't need to prove nothing. Man, he killed my dad. You know what I mean? Like, this guy's son killed, or this guy's father killed my dad. I'm not about to let that slide. This is something that I cannot let just go. And, man, this movie is killer. I mean, I've got a buddy, he's actually a Golden Glove boxer, holds tons of titles, state, he's got tons of Golden Glove trophies and all these accolades in boxing and everything. And he's like, boxing's not really like that. Boxing ain't like that. It's like you're constantly, moving forward. And this movie, I don't know, really, I've been in the boxing ring, all of a couple of times in my life. And I realized that I'm better at just throwing haymakers than dancing around and trying to, box. But, I thought it was filmed awesome. I mean, it's just like the first Creed, how they filmed that. And basically this movie's about Michael B. Jordan, and Tessa Thompson, but getting serious. Adonis is, has a kid, and he realizes, this is not just about me anymore. This is about my kid. And he realizes that a little bit too late because, Victor Drago comes out, and it's kind of like this story. This guy's, Ivan's been prepping this kid ever since he was born. Ivan was basically excommunicated from his hometown, his homeland, because he didn't bring back the gold. He lost to Rocky, So it was one of those deals where, this kid's been fueled by just pain and hate and training. And this guy, man, I'm going to try to pronounce this guy's name, Florian Munteanu. He plays Victor Drago's son, and this guy is a beast. He is a beast. I mean, this kid looks like a bodybuilder, powerlifter, boxer all in one. And in real life, if I'm not mistaken, he is an actual fighter. So, I mean, that's kind of how he got the role, just because of his skill set and, his look like, obviously, Ivan Drago. Man, this kid is strong as shit in this movie. They make this kid basically, you think when you first see this kid fight, I mean, it's like, it's game over. Sorry, Adonis, you're done. Just give the belt to him. I mean, this guy's, you're putting up your dukes and he hits you through your hands or hits your hands and still knocks you 10 feet. I mean, it's insane how mean and how much hate is fueling this kid to just be this best. And you can tell that he really doesn't have any direction. This is all he knows. He's doing it for his dad. He's doing it to, show the world. And, Ivan is just really got a lot of bitterness and stuff about how things went down. He lost his wife and the whole deal. And, every time his son is like, he can see his son not cracking or just showing any type of weakness. He's like, this is why she left us. This is why, it's almost like a guilt trip in a way. He's living through his son. Anyways, it comes out, Victor Drago goes and finds, Ivan goes and finds Rocky and basically is like, my boy will break your boy. Like he wants that revenge. And, he just can't let it go. And Rocky's like, man, don't take this fight. He's got his old Rock, he broke things in me ain't ever been fixed. He realizing, man, I watched this happen with your dad. Apollo died in my arms because, he wasn't smart enough to not take this fight. He wasn't smart enough to know when to throw in the towel. And I'm trying to save you from that. And, of course, you've got the story. Adonis gets his ass handed to him. Here you go. You're done. Thank you. Peace. You're done. Bye. Give me the belt. I mean, it's just so crazy how badly he gets beaten, but he goes in there without Rocky's help because he says, I'm not going to help you. If you're going to do this, you're going to do this alone. He's like, fuck you then. I'm going to do it alone then. I'm the best in the world. I'm the champ. So he goes and he gets this new camp and he gets his ass handed to him. He's a cocky little shit. And honestly, half of the movie, I was rooting for Victor Drago because, this kid, Adonis, yeah, he's got all these, issues and stuff with his dad and all that, but he grew up a billion-dollar boy club, has never had really any struggle in life since he had been adopted. I mean, he's fucking gets trained by Rocky Balboa to be the best in the world. I mean, you've got a legend training you. You've got the best of the best everything. You fall into this name and this creed. You get this title shot. And it's like this kid has been struggling and coming up just through the shit of the shit of the world. And this is all he knows. And he's giving everything he's got to just make his family and make his country proud. And he's got nothing. I mean, they come from nothing. And, man, like I said, I was like, I mean, I'm kind of voting for, I'm kind of on Victor Drago's side. But obviously it switches over, Michael B. Jordan, he goes through a lot of depression, he's got this kid and he gets his ass beat so bad and he's kind of shook. He's kind of like, fuck, I don't know if I can come back. And he goes and, Rocky's there and they reconcile and stuff. And he basically goes into this training camp in the desert and has to learn, how to dig deep, how to really, overcome something that he's never been able to overcome or never even seen before in Victor Drago. So awesome culmination of, of course, a training montage, and then you've got going back and, the rematch, and it's just, like I said, man, I got goosebumps the entire time. It was actually on my birthday. I almost actually beat the shit out of the maitre d' and the manager of the theater because he was being a dickhead. But I had all my boys with me. I had, they had all their girls. I mean, we basically took up an entire roll of the theater. It was so fun. It was so awesome. Definitely see it. 10 out of 10 was one of those that is just as good as the sequel, in my opinion, which is very hard to accomplish. So if you haven't seen it already, go see it. Until next time, see you at the movie.